Over a foot of snow canceled 2 days of classes for Monmouth University students. An Ocean Township resident stands trial for quadruple homicide charges in Monmouth County, and WMCX is hosting its first ever DJ Fest. All this and more on this episode of Hawk TV News. There seems to be no end in sight for our snow, Sage. We are just learning that we are expected another snowy day on Sunday, potentially. We are projected to get about 3 to 6 inches according to AccuWeather, and also some local weather reports as well. It's considered a bomb cyclone, which is going to hit around the 31st or February 1st. I'm personally hoping that this storm takes a turn and that we don't really get hit with it. I'm over shoveling, I'm over the snow. I need spring.
Yeah, I'm with you there, Ava. We're going to now send things over to Ian Epstein for another episode of Let's Talk Films.
What is up, guys, and welcome back to another episode of your favorite show, Let's Talk Films, hosted by yours truly, Ian Epstein. With the 2026 Oscars coming up this March, a lot of exciting movies, actors, actresses, and directors have been nominated for numerous awards. However, one film in particular has made Oscar history by breaking the all-time Academy Awards nomination record. Ryan Coogler's Sinners is nominated for a record-breaking 16 nominations this year. This includes Best Picture, Best Director, Best Actor and Supporting Actor, Best Supporting Actress, Cinematography, and many other prestigious awards. Sinners follows two twin brothers, both played by Michael B. Jordan, who return to their hometown in Mississippi in order to open a juke joint, recruiting multiple personnel such as band members, bartenders, booze suppliers, and bodyguards. 4 Bs. Meanwhile, vampires invade the area nearby and try to make their way into the juke joint in order to feast on the partygoers. Those inside either try to leave the building only to be bitten, or are forced to fight using whatever they have on them as weapons and team up against the vampires until the break of dawn. This film has a small yet amazing cast with many notable stars such as Michael B. Jordan, Miles Catan, Omar Benson Miller, Delroy Lindo, Wunmi Mosaku, field quarterback who chokes in the playoffs like it was a piece of food, Buffalo Bills, Josh Allen's wife, Haley Steinfeld, and many others. Michael B. Jordan's range as an actor is incredible, with him having to play 2 different people at the same time for this film. Tom Hardy's Legends, a thrilling mafia film, is another example of one actor having to play twin characters and is a great recommendation as well. Sinners is more than about fighting vampires. It is a cultural thriller that focuses on historical oppression, black music, and cultural appropriation, with the vampirical narrative symbolizing forces who seek to suppress cultural identities. The survivors must grapple with taking predetermined destructive paths versus forging their own destinies and fighting against the vampires. Sinners is the film you need to watch for its story, themes, and performances from star actors. This film is a great way to start the new year and is currently on platforms such as HBO Max and Amazon Prime. Once again, my name is Ian Epstein. This has been Let's Talk Films, and I will see you guys next time.
The quadruple murder trial for accused Colts Neck killer Paul Canero began on January 12th. Canero is accused of murdering his brother Keith, his sister-in-law Jennifer, his niece Sophia, and then his nephew Jesse. The incident took place at the family's $1.5 million mansion in Colts Neck during November of 2018. Canero allegedly gunned down his brother outside of the home after he had cut power to the mansion, and then is accused of shooting his sister-in-law Jennifer before he had stabbed his niece and nephew to death. He is also accused of setting fire to the house shortly thereafter, and Canero has allegedly swiped $78,000 from his younger brother, who angrily confronted him about the missing money just hours before the murder on January 21st of this year. The jury had then heard that Canero set fire to his own home days after the murder to make it look like his Ocean Township residence was also a target. If he is charged, Canero is facing the possibility of life without parole if he is convicted of the top charges, which include murder, aggravated arson, weapons possession, and theft. He has pleaded not guilty, and he has been held without bail since he was arrested on November 21st of 2018.
Monmouth's new club, Hawks and Boots is partnering up with Student Engagement to host a country night on January 31st in Anacon Hall from 6 to 9 p.m. For the first hour of the event, students apart from Blue Hawk Records will be performing. The club has also hired a line dance instructor that will teach line dances to attendees. There will be a mechanical bull and barbecue food catered for students. This event and all others happening around campus can be found on the Hawk Hub app.
It's a new semester, and you know what that means. Blue Hawk Records is holding auditions for their 27th compilation album. This is set to release on April 24th of this year, and the in-person auditions will take place on February 4th at 7 p.m. over in Woods Theater. Blue Hawk is also accepting email submissions as long as they are sent prior to the start of the audition period, and they're looking for all styles of music. And to schedule your audition, you can send an email to bluehawkrecords@gmail.com.
Over the past couple of months, Netflix has been in an all-out bidding war with Paramount Pictures to acquire parts of Warner Bros. Discovery. Netflix originally offered a cash-and-stock deal coming in at $27.75 per share, a whopping $82.7 billion in an enterprise value. In January, Netflix revised their offer to an all-cash offer to sweeten the deal and demolish opposing bids. The deal includes Warner Brothers Film and Television Studios, HBO and HBO Max streaming services. The merger is expected to be closed this year after Warner Brothers Discovery's planned restructuring, including a decision to unmerge with Discovery. Shareholders are expected to vote in April 2026. Consumers are torn between excitement and apprehension about what this might mean for the future of Hollywood. Some are over the moon that they will now only have to pay for one subscription for most of the films that they love, while others are skeptical for the exact same reason. Former GOP lawmaker Ken Buck is among many that urge federal regulators to block the potential merger, fearing that this deal would undo much of the progress made in reining in other monopolies.
On Wednesday, Bruce Springsteen released an anti-ICE protest song called Streets of Minneapolis. The song comes amid growing outrage over the immigration enforcement operations in Minnesota that had turned deadly earlier this month. The track pays tribute to Alex Preddy and Renee Good, who were fatally shot by ICE agents, and honors immigrant communities that were impacted by the violence. Springsteen wrote on social media, quote, "It's dedicated to the people of Minneapolis, our innocent immigrant neighbors, and the families of Alex Preddy and Renee Good." We're now going to send things over to Mairead Spellacy, who is going to give us an update on Monmouth University alum who is going to be competing in the Olympics.
For the fourth time in Monmouth history, Monmouth is sending an athlete to the Olympics. Former Monmouth University track and field star Brian Sosu will be one of the 8 U.S. men's team members and one of 6 push athletes on the 25-26 U.S. Olympic bobsled team. During his time at Monmouth, Sosu won 3 conference titles in the 60-meter dash during his time at Monmouth, while setting the school record in the 60-meter dash with a time of 6.71 seconds set at the 2016 MAC Indoor Championship. Sosu's success began even prior to the collegiate level, where he was the state champ in his home state of Maryland in the 55-meter and triple jump. While Monmouth has sent athletes to the Olympics before, Sosu is Monmouth's first Winter Olympian, as well as the first male Olympian. Hawks who have made it to the Olympics consist of women's swimming gold and bronze medalist Wendy Boglioli in 1976, 3-time women's soccer gold medalist Christy Pierce in 2004, 2008, and 2012, and women's track and field's 800-meter runner Allie Wilson in 2024. The men's bobsled competition in Milano Cortina will begin February 16th to February 22nd.
On Friday, January 30th, WMCX is hosting a DJ festival in the Plangier Center for Communication. 4 Monmouth University students, including Hawk TV's very own Anthony Cassieri, will be the DJs participating in the event. Ava had the opportunity to attend DJ Fest and catch up with the partygoers, and we have that coming up next.
I'm here in the X office because they are putting on Project WMCX tonight in Plangier from 7 to 11 p.m. It's featuring 4 of Monmouth's very own students who are DJing here tonight. We're going to be catching up with them coming up very shortly. And then how did you get involved in tonight's event?
So Anthony reached out to me and he asked me if I wanted to be a part of this event, and I thought, you know what, why not? So here I am. So the biggest part of this for me was just getting my playlist together and figuring out what kind of music I wanted to play. That was mainly the one thing I needed to focus on.
Yeah, absolutely. And now you're just a few minutes away from your set. How are you feeling? Are you prepared? Are you excited?
I'm as prepared as I can be. I'm super excited and I'm ready to take this on.
Awesome. All right, so who am I here with?
Anthony Caseri, aka DJ Cass.
And then can you just walk me through, I know you were involved a lot in planning tonight's event, kind of from start to finish. How did you get this idea?
So Monmouth has a huge DJ life, and I feel like we also have a huge DJ life in Josie in general. So I'm a DJ on WMCX. Each week I would go on there. I had a brand new show. I would make mixes. Then I would upload them to SoundCloud the next day. And eventually I kept getting more and more plays, and I ended up getting a scholarship for it. So I said, you know what? We've had bands in there before. Why don't we do DJs? And Monmouth's first ever DJ festival was born. It was a long time planning, and you could even ask Jackie. We've been trying to get this done since October. Originally, it was supposed to be in November, but unfortunately, because of time restraints, we had to push it back. But I'm happy that it's today, on Friday, January 30th, and we had to get the gear, which, again, shout out to Jackie and Class Skills. Huge. He had a huge role in this. So he was the one that pushed me to get the gear in the first place. So we just started promoting it. You know, shout out to Ava Hubenshaw too. She was the one that designed this amazing poster. She designed the t-shirts. You know, over the winter break, we've been doing a lot of back and forth planning, but shout out to Casey too at the front desk, Professor Ferguson, the whole gang, whole WMCX game. And that's basically it.
All right, thank you so much. I'm looking forward to the event, and I'm excited for you guys, so thanks for your time.
Walk out tonight.
Awesome, and then how did you get involved in tonight's event?
I got involved. DJ Cass, my friend over there, reached out to me. And then I also know other DJs, Jackie, Tony, they encouraged me to come out, and it's going to be a good night, yeah.
That's great. And then when did you start getting involved just in DJing in general? Like, when did you start out?
I've been around DJing my whole life because my dad's a DJ, so I eventually picked it up during COVID, and from there just took off, got to college, and from there just, took off.
That's great. And then how are you feeling going in tonight?
I'm confident. I'm ready. I saw the room already. It looks great. The lights are cool. Sound system's great. I actually heard it from the parking lot, so I can tell it's gonna rock. But yeah, I'm excited.
Awesome. Thank you so much for your time.
No problem.
All this kind of stuff.
Yeah, so basically, sophomore year of college, my buddies, actually Tony, shout out Tony, got me into music. I stuck with it, did a lot of work, put a lot of work into it. I ended up working for a music festival last summer, which is where I met this guy. We got in the studio, made some music, and I, a couple months ago, got offered the job with Class Kills, and now music's my career.
That's awesome. Yeah, so I started as a bedroom DJ in like 2018, but I really pushed off my Ches project in 2020. So since then, I actually started my own production company based out in Philly. We base mostly dubstep events. And I've been doing that for a couple years now, so it's nice to come out here and play my music, my friends' music, and join Jackie.
And I mean, listen, if this event proves anything, and if the events that me and Zach throw prove anything, New Jersey is a vibrant EDM community. It's growing, 100%. It's here, you better be ready for it.
100%.
Absolutely, I agree. There's no place like New Jersey. But I'm excited for you guys. Thanks for talking to me.
Of course, have a great night.
Yeah, you too. Thanks. So this has been Project WMCX. Thank you to everyone at the X for talking with me and making time for us to be able to cover this at Hawk TV News. We are going back to the studio to see myself and Sage wrap up this episode.
Now we are going to send things over to Frank Horley for an update on Monmouth sports.
Good evening. My name is Frank Horley, here to give you updates on all things Monmouth sports. Since this is our first shoot of the semester, why don't we recap the past month for both men's and women's basketball? Let's get into it, shall we? Starting with the men, they went 4-4 in 8 games over winter break, including marquee wins over conference opponents William & Mary and Towson. The final game of winter break included an explosive performance from sophomore guard Justin Ray, who scored all 27 of his points in the second half in an 81-68 win over Northeastern. During the first week of classes, the men's team traveled south, dropping a game to Hampton and following that up with a victory over Campbell. The men's team returns home on Thursday, January 28th to take on North Carolina A&T. As for the women, they had an excellent winter break, going 8-1 over the course of 9 games, including a 5-1 record in conference play. After a slow start to the season, junior guard Gigi Gamble has taken over for the Hawks. She has scored over 20 points in her last 3 games, including a 24-point performance in a 65-56 victory over Northeastern, a game which actually occurred earlier today. The Lady Hawks sit at 13-5 overall on the season and take their hot streak into a matchup against Drexel on Friday night in the Ocean First Bank Center. For now, that's it for sports. Stay tuned for more, though, as the spring season is right around the corner. Let's send it back to Sage and Ava.
Thanks, Frank. And that's all we have for today on this episode of Hawk TV News.
Thank you all for tuning in. Again, my name is Sage Fernandez.
And I'm Ava McGinty. Good night.